Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the EAC building for the Reelabilities Film Festival. And I am here with the director, Isaac, and he's going to explain what this film festival is really all about.
Reelabilities is the largest festival dedicated to the lives and stories of people with disabilities. It's for films that are by or about people with disabilities across the spectrum, and we bring in the community and really everyone in New York to enjoy these great films.
Including the mayor, right?
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes. Tell my audience, there were quite a number of films that were being shown here this week. How many films exactly?
We had about 35 films this year.
35?
Yeah, and they're all high quality. We actually had to say no to many fabulous films, and unfortunately, a lot of these films don't get screened in other places.
Oh my goodness, that's a shame. That really is a shame. Now, tonight is the closing night. Explain to my audience what we can expect on the closing night. There's one film, I believe, that's going to be screened.
We're screening the closing night film is The Drummer and the Keeper. It's an Irish film, a uplifting, positive film with great music and about a friendship between a young man who has bipolar syndrome, who has a bipolar disorder, and another man who has Asperger's syndrome.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Now, how long have you been working with this festival?
I'm the co-founder of the festival, so I've been here for
so
all
you are
11 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's amazing. I'm so surprised I didn't hear about this sooner. I would have come much sooner. I've been to the Tribeca Film Festival, and I've been to the Hamptons International Film Festival, and I've been to other film festivals, but I've never been to this one.
This one is very different also because it's the most accessible, much more accessible than Sundance, Hamptons, any of those. We screen all of our films with audio description and captioning. We make our conversations as accessible as possible, and we choose locations. We're actually in 25 locations throughout New York because we want to be closer to the audience and not have to make audiences have to come into Manhattan for this.
I see. Do you have an award ceremony as well?
We are giving an award tonight for Best Short Film.
Okay, Best Short Film. Now, what made you decide to start this festival? Are you a filmmaker?
I'm actually a film curator, and people with disabilities make up the largest minority in America, and they're the most underrepresented.
It is true. They love films. Most people that have disabilities like to look at movies all day long.
Right, and there's a lot of great films being made, but mostly not being shown. And they were coming my way because I like films for social change and that have a social impact. And after a while, we realized that there's enough here for a festival. And luckily, I met a partner who felt that this can happen. We brought in the community, and it's taken off, and now is in 20 cities across the globe.
Now, in addition to seeing the screening, and of course tonight is the closing night gala, a lot of people are going to be celebrating tonight. Are there going to be other filmmakers participating in tonight's event? Like, will they be coming here and enjoying the red carpet?
We brought in filmmakers for absolutely every film. I don't know who's on the guest list for tonight, but anybody who is still in town was definitely invited and will be joining us.
So I'm sure to get the filmmaker of this film and the director and maybe one of the actors.
Yeah, we're going to have the director of this film is going to be here tonight.
Fabulous. Well, I want to thank you so much for talking to me right here on the right next to the Step and Repeat, right here on the red carpet at the Reelabilities Film Festival. Tell my audience, where can we go to learn more information?
You can go to reelabilities.org to learn about all of our different locations, and if you go /reelabilities.org/New York, you'll get right to the New York Festival.
Fabulous. Give me a kiss, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Mwah. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews right here at the Reelabilities Film Festival. Pig Champagne Kisses.
A culture of accessibility and inclusion for our users and also our employees. We're so thrilled and thankful to be a part of this festival. The amount of creativity that has come out of this week has been just amazing. So before we get into the feature presentation, there are a whole list of people that I need to thank for this to have all happened. For their assistance in planning and organizing, I would like to thank our events and HR team, Jane and Jessie, alongside our donors for Josie, Lena, and my co-lead, Jamie. Without each and every one of those individuals, we would not be here tonight. Additionally, I would like to thank our production team, Nico and Anthony, for creating the video sizzle reel that you will likely see before this film. And thanks to our Merites, Walter and Tony, and the rest of my IC facilities for this gorgeous space and the setup. Lastly, thank you to Reelabilities. You guys are all phenomenal. We've had the greatest time working with all of you, and yeah, cheers.
Well, thank you. 11 years makes you an institution, and so it's just pretty cool, Reelabilities. I built a small nonprofit, and 11 years throwing big events takes a lot out of you, and so congratulations to the whole team here, Joy and all of you guys, because it's a lot to be proud of. I got a special thanks to Jeff Fay. He called and said, "Hey, I got a great idea for you." I was like, "Okay." Jeff and I were partners, and he's maybe the only guy that knew I've made a bunch of movies. And when I say made movies, I really invested in a bunch of movies, but when you put the money in, you get producer credit, and if the movie goes well, everyone, gives you applause and says, "Hey, great job." The reality is, all it really gives you is a view on just how hard it is to birth a movie. The amount of work and effort and pain that goes into getting this thing from idea to finished product really is commendable. And so I feel like I've had an inside seat. And to all you filmmakers out there, I just want to say congratulations. It's pretty hard. Coda. Who saw it? It was directed by Erica Davis Marsh, and it's about a young dancer who struggles with living in two worlds. She's got parents who are deaf, and she can hear. And you know, I just watched it literally today on my way up here in the car. And my driver, he had a little tear in his eye as we were watching. It's a brilliant movie, and unfortunately Erica's not here, so we're accepting the award on her behalf. But big shout out to Erica and to all of the filmmakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. I'm Isaac Zablocki. I'm director and co-founder of the festival. I want to give another huge thank you to Vimeo for hosting us. I'm wearing their letters tonight. Did you walk up the ramp on your way in here? There were no stairs. That's called universal design. That's how you do it. As we attempt to make the festival even more accessible and reach even further, we are committed to launch a streaming site in the next year. so we can screen some of these amazing films that we've had here for the last 11 years and reach absolutely everyone. We cannot do this without your help. Please continue to support us throughout the year. If you haven't grabbed one of these cards, please do, and you can donate on our website as well. There's no one way to be a person with a disability. The festival presents the human stories, each unique and as engaging as any other. These stories make up a colorful mosaic of our world, and this is a playground where everyone is welcome. I want to take a special moment to acknowledge the person who made this festival come to life, co-founder Anita Altman. It takes an amazing team to make a festival like this happen, and for those of them who are still standing, our film team here, Yara Kedem, the associate director, runs the international program and all that work. Morgan Magid, our amazing program associate. April Lowe, our production manager. Lola Denizio, our partnership coordinator. And Brianna Napa, senior director of development. I want to give a special thanks to Sam, Matt, and our AEV team who's been running these films. This festival runs like no other festival in the world as far as technology goes, making it more accessible, and they have gone above and beyond. I want to thank all of our interpreters, and especially our person who's been doing the cart, Lauren Schechter. Where's Lauren tonight? She's really to my right. She's in the back. You can't imagine what it's like. I mean, she doesn't have the script there. She's somehow understanding everything I'm saying. And do this even after days of watching films with us. She's forced to watch all the films. I want to thank the dozens of guest speakers who joined our conversations and further deepened the experience. I want to once again thank the Marlene Myerson JCC Manhattan's leadership board and staff members. Some of them are here tonight: Joy, Dava, Mindy, Jessica, Hillel. Thank you all for your amazing support. Our Reelabilities Film Selection Committee, join us for that. Our council and our advisory committee, and of course our amazing volunteers and interns. You have made this festival everything that it is. This is a group effort. Finally, thank you to our audience. That's you guys. You're really amazing. We program throughout the year, so you won't miss us too much. And be sure to be back for the 12th edition in 2020 and to stay in touch with us throughout the year. Finally, I want to thank Next for Autism for partnering on tonight's event. Eileen Nader, co-founder. Eileen Nader, the co-founder and president, will lead the Q&A with the director immediately after the film. On to tonight's film. It's The Drummer and the Keepers by Nick Kelly, who's here with us. Thank you, Nick. It tells an engaging story that marches to its own beat. That was a drummer pun, in case you missed it. It follows the friendship between a bipolar rock musician and a teenager with Asperger's syndrome. I love it for the music, the humor, the honesty, and the human bond in the face of diversity. Following the Q&A, join us for some celebratory drinks and desserts. Big thank you to our closing night drink sponsor, Jameson Richard, and thank you to Rebecca Cummings for making this all happen. If you haven't silenced your cell phones yet, please do. And we look forward to seeing you right after the screen. Thank you very much. Please welcome the director of the film, his musician, talented director, Nick Kelly.
Thanks so much. Before anything else, I just want to say I'm incredibly honoured to be here tonight and in this amazing room with this amazing audience, and just thank you for that. I love your reaction.
It seems to me that part of what you're saying in this film is that the societal stigma about these differences is part of what needs to change. and for us to have a happier future. I think that stigma changes will have it. So my question to you is, what do you hope for in the future?
I mean, I hope for, first of all, I want all of the talent and brilliance and affection and love and empathy that I know that autistic people have, and that I know that people with mental health issues, to be available to the rest of society. I feel sorry for the rest of society that doesn't get it more. So I'd like that. I do think there was one thing, we talked a bit about on the phone, but it's hard to be a parent regardless of whether your child has a disability or has a mental health issue. It's hard to be a parent, right? And some parents fail. And it's probably even harder for chunks of time if you do have a child that's got one of those issues. And I think we have to not be naive about, not everybody is a superhero. So I kind of think our families need to be bigger. I think there's a line in About a Boy about, I need my family to be bigger. But I actually think that's what I need, because I think people need to lean in. So, you have your nuclear family, but really there are times when a neighbor or a friend or a cousin or just somebody random who sees a thing and helps out or starts playing a sport with your child or whatever, that is actually what I want. And I want, a bigger family for us all. And so, if society could think that way about it, that they could, just get a little bit more involved with the nuclear family, that would be, I think that would sort almost everything actually, or a lot of things.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the Reelabilities Film Festival, and I'm here with the filmmaker and the director for the closing night film, and he's going to introduce himself and tell us what this film is all about. Introduce yourself, darling.
Hi, I'm Nick Kelly. I'm from Dublin, and my film is called The Drummer and the Keeper. And it's, I guess it's a buddy movie about a friendship between a wild and crazy rock drummer who has a bipolar diagnosis and a 17-year-old goalkeeper who has Asperger's syndrome.
It sounds fascinating. What made you make a film like this?
Well, I was in rock bands for years, and I met a lot of people in music who had mental health issues, including people who didn't really realize they did, because rock and roll itself is quite bipolar in its nature.
Yes, it is.
And then I have a child who's on the autistic spectrum, and because of him, I've met lots of people with autism. And I just thought it was really interesting to bring those two worlds together, the up and down of bipolar, and then the thing of the lack of distraction that most people with autism really seek, I thought those are two people you would never usually expect to be friends. So that's what I wanted to make a film about.
Now let me ask you, is this your first film or have you done many others?
It's my first feature film. I've made some short films and I had some...
So this is a feature?
Oh, it is, yeah. It's...
Come a little closer to me, John.
Certainly.
Tell my audience, how long is this film?
It's 93 minutes long.
93 minutes, wow.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get to the point of making a feature. I like everybody. But I'm very pleased.
Yeah, listen, I do this too. In a way, I'm a filmmaker myself because I interview, I edit, I do everything myself, But it's a process, and as we do it, we get better. We learn and we get better.
I think so. The big thing is to do stuff. And actually, I think a lot of times people because there's so many skills to making movies, a lot of people sort of stop themselves. And actually, the only way you can work out how to make a movie is to make one, and just trust yourself.
Trust your gut, right?
Trust your gut, and trust some of the people around you as well.
What type of movies do you like? What kind of films do you like?
I like movies that tell you something about your life, actually. I aspire to make those kinds of movies. I like comedies, I like drama. I think ours, it's kind of a comedy, but it's kind of an emotional comedy. So people do get quite emotionally affected by it as well.
I love movies like that.
Well, I hope you'll like this one.
know, it's funny. I was watching a movie the other night. It's called Dante's Peak. It was a disaster movie, and not a lot of people like those. A lot of people like those movies for the special effects and, you know, the explosions and the world is coming to an end. But it actually had like a very sweet, compassionate type of story behind it, because Pierce Brosnan, who I'm madly in love with, you know, I interviewed him, by the way, at the Hamptons International Film Festival. He's so handsome, but he was so good in this movie. He was actually, I mean, I'm used to seeing him in James Bond movies, but this movie, he was so wonderful in this movie.
I sort of remember that movie. That's the one with, it's about a volcano erupting.
Yes, but he falls in love with the girl, the lady that's involved with all this, and she's got 2 kids. And it was just, it had like a lot of like sentiment. It made me cry. Because even the grandmother passed away and the kids were trying to save her life.
I remember the grandmother in the lava. That's what I remember.
Oh my God, you remember that part?
I do remember that.
And he kept saying, get in the boat, get in the boat.
No.
So, you know, every movie, if it has like a little comical or sentimental twist, it just adds to the film.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all about humans, actually, and it's funny, for all of the special effects, the movies you tend to stay with you, even in those big special effectsy movies, are the human moments.
The human moments.
I think so.
I'm looking forward to seeing your film. We're going to stay. Are you doing a Q&A afterwards?
I certainly am.
How many films combined, short films and this film, how many have you done so far?
Well, I've done 3 short films. I had a short film down to the last 10 for an Oscar in 2011. So I thought I was going to make a feature film straight away after that. But actually, it took me a long time to get to making a feature.
So how many in total?
Oh, 4, I guess, in total.
4.
And also I've done, you know, I've written and I've directed ads, and, you know, I've directed other things as well.
Come all the way from Dublin, Ireland for this.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. What's the weather like there right now? Raining?
Actually, yeah.
It's like here. It's like here. We have.
Oh, it's a bit warmer here.
Is it really warm here?
It is at the moment, but you know, it's home, so we just buy good coats.
A nice tweed coat. I'd love to go to Ireland. You know, my father was there during the war, World War II.
Oh, really?
He said it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And the Irish people were so wonderful to him. My father's Italian. I'm Italian.
I see.
But you are such a delight to talk to, and I want you to tell my audience, where can we go to find out more information about this film?
Well, The Drummer and the Keeper, if you Google us, we have a Facebook page, we've got a Twitter feed, and there's lots of really nice reviews. I think we've won 18 prizes all around the world to date, so it's a lot of...
It's The Drummer and the Keeper on Facebook.
The Drummer and the Keeper.
Love it. Love you, love it. Give me a kiss.
You need to get your act together. You just need to cut back on the booze and the spliff.
He's sick, for Christ's sake.
I'm also going to recommend that you take part in a mixed ability football game.
Remind me why you're here again?
Just been overindulging a bit.
Bipolar with psychotic and delusional episodes, it says here. You're not allowed to touch me.
You're allowed to break my leg.
Lads! You're not allowed to touch me, I said! Hey! If you can make friends with him, you can play.
I need your number or you need mine. Otherwise, how are we supposed to stay in touch or make arrangements?
I'm not. Look, it's not you, man. It's your mental health issue.
I don't have a mental health issue. I have Asperger's. You have a mental health issue.
He wanted me to get straight, remember? You were out of control.
If that's how he deals with anything, it doesn't go exactly his way, I mean, how's he gonna get on in the real world?
Look, I know you're bipolar now, but try not to be an arsehole as well.
Do you play football?
Well, look, I play football.
Not regularly. I don't have many other things in common with you.
Yeah, well, that's the best thing about you.
And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.